I feel empty inside, but very bright at the same time. It's kind of like when you're moving out of your house and you got the furniture out, you got the stuff off the walls. The walls are white, it's empty, and you're walking through the kitchen, the hallways, walking upstairs, and all you hear is echoes, bouncing off the walls, and you see memories, flashbacks, and stuff like that as you're going over to different places of the house and everything. That's how I feel inside. But it's like having a hole in your heart, but it's like my heart is getting bigger, and then eventually the hole is going to get smaller, right? And that's just how I feel. But it's interesting because, man, it was normal having my dad around every single day. It just felt normal. I never thought this would happen. And it's kind of strange, because after his passing, I felt brightness inside of me, kind of involuntary. Like I wasn't trying to feel that way. So maybe it's my dad's way of showing us that he's in a better place, that he's not confined to just a body anymore. Now he can run. Now he can see better. Now he can hear better. Now he's free. And in fact, he's more free than just coming to America now, right? He's more free than that. And I am just so glad that we were able to have this gracious long-term finality with my dad, saying goodbye to him a million times over and over and over and over again over the last 9 months. Having special conversations with him in his deathbed, talking to him, having conversations with him, and he was able to meet his grandkids in his last couple months. And it's kind of interesting because, from the time of his fall until his final breath, that was 9 months total. And it's interesting because I think, it's kind of symbolic because that's the same amount of time it takes for the gestation period to be complete in the mother's womb. And that brought comfort and peace, knowing that God was in control, knowing that he was showing us, hey, everything's going to be okay. Because not many people get to have that finality with a loved one. Most people, they pass away suddenly. Their lives get cut short. They don't get to say goodbye. But I'm just happy that God gave us that chance. I understand that, it was hard for him to be a good father, because my childhood was rough. But I am just so happy that one of the best memories I have with my dad was when I had the chance to write a book about his life, because he loved that. That made him happy to finally